You're welcome to this channel. If you're new to this channel, subscribe, share and like if you find this video helpful. Today we shall learn how to make this kimono asymmetric neck top in 30 minutes. First of all, I'll fold my fabric in 4. That is, I'm cutting both front and back together same time. I'll first of all get my origin, so I'll just mark out a straight line on top of my fabric. This fabric is about 1 yard, so I just folded it and it's by 60. I folded it exactly as it is, and that's how I'm going to use it. So from this point, I will mark my shoulder to bust measurement, which is 10.5, and then I need my shoulder to my upper bust, which is 9. So I'll take the measurement the second time, just so I have a straight line. So I have straight lines. Same thing, shoulder to bust and shoulder to upper bust. Then I'll go ahead to mark my shoulder to waist, shoulder to hip. It's just a reference, just so I know how wide that part is. I've gone ahead to rule those my horizontal balance lines, my shoulder to upper bust, my shoulder to bust, and my shoulder to waist, as well as my shoulder to hip. And then I'm using the full length. The full length is about that's 1 yard, less than 1 yard actually. This is about 30 inches or 32 inches. So I'm going to mark my shoulder measurement. My shoulder measurement is 15, so I'm using 7.5. I'll quickly mark it a second time, so I have a straight line. I'm going to connect these 2 points with my ruler. And then I take my shoulder slant of 1 inch. And then my neck width of 3 inches, standard. I'll connect these 2 points together and extend my line. I'm going to use the whole of that, so that will serve as my sleeve. So now I'm going to mark my bust measurement. My bust is 36, so I'm going to use 9, and then I'm adding 2 inches extra by the side. It's up to you. This fabric is very light, it's a chiffon fabric, so I want it to be full, my preference, so I added 2 inches. So I can go over to my waist and mark whatever I want to mark, but make sure it can pass through your bust. But I want mine to be free, kind of like a sheep dress that I could wear on a leggings or something. So I'm going to just go out a little, but I will square more at the hip. The reason why I drew these lines, so you can use it as a guide. I could as well just square down, but you make sure you want it as wide or as narrow as you want it to be. But make sure you can pass through your bust since there's no zip. So I'm going to just connect this with a curve, like so, as you can see. And then I'm going to use all of that fabric, so I'll just mark where my sleeve will end. The selvage of the fabric is there, which I wouldn't want to enter my dress at all. So I'm marking it so that I will have at least 1 inch to fold at the end of the day. I'm going to raise the side by 2 inches to give it a curve. I'll connect that point with a curve, as you can see. Very simple. I'll go ahead to cut that. By the side, I'm adding 1/2 inch seam allowance, so I can use it to join my parts together. Now I'm going to fold that part so that everything will lay nice and flat after sewing. Watch me. After folding that part where I want my sleeve to be, I'm going to cut it off like so. And then I'm going to just cut off the other excess, and that's it. So you can see why I folded it, so everything will lay nice and flat after sewing. I'm done. I just notch the middle, notch my neck width, notch my shoulder, my shoulder points, because this is an asymmetric dress, so I have to notch to know exactly where each of the points are to guide me when I'm cutting my neck, like so. I've spread it out. You can see my pattern is very fine to one side already, so I'm just going to follow the neck to that side. You can decide to choose whichever side you want to drop, but I'm a conservative person, so I wouldn't want my neck to drop that much. At the point of doing this video, I just want it not to be too wide. I don't want my neck to drop that much, but it's your preference. So I'm marking from my side neck of that 3 inches of one part of it down to the other one. I'm not going to the other neck, I'm going straight down to my shoulder of the other shoulder. So can you see? It's just simple. You can see the middle, you can see the side neck of this one. So I'm going to connect it instead of to the other side neck, connecting it straight down to my shoulder and even over the shoulder. Depends on your preference. Anyhow you do it, it will work, but make sure don't go too deep. So I'm saying it like it's not too wide, it's not too wide, so I'm kind of extending after the shoulder just a little, with about half or 1 inch, and I'm just going to cut it like so. Okay, so I'm done. I'll just go over to stitch the sides, and it's that simple. I had to add some stones to mine just to make it more beautiful. Please, if you find this video helpful, subscribe to my channel, share and like. Thanks for viewing.